Sometimes the people have a confusion and they think that Sufism is something that is obscure and you don't really see it around. But actually, right in front, some of the biggest sects amongst the ranks of the Muslims in our times are people of Sufiya and Tasawwuf, like the Deobandiyya. The Deobandiyya is a sect that was founded in the 1860s in a place called Deoband in India. From it came the offshoot Jamaat al-Tabligh in the 1920s at the hands of Muhammad Ilyas al-Kandahlawi. So this sect, the Deobandi sect, they are a sect of Sufiya. Because, of course, there are grades and shades of them. Some of them are ghullat al-Sufiya. That their level of shirk reaches such a level that they no longer remain in Islam. Others of them, they have tasawwuf. And it borders upon the affairs of kufr and shirk. But we withhold from making takfir of individuals from amongst them, but nevertheless, we clearly say that the action itself is an action of misguidance. So here's a fatwa from one of them. This is a fatwa number 4906, put to darulifta.deoband.com. So it is, and then they've got another, so question number 4906, fatwa number 663/609 and L1429, whatever that means, Allahu A'lam. But anyway, I'll give you the reference. So Darul Ifta, Darul Ulum, Deoband. So this is their headquarters. 20th of July 2008. Question. Assalamu alaikum. My wife wants to stay with a Hindu man to whom she loves. And it is a question of iman and also a question of izzat, or honor, izzah. I want to ask, is there any kind of dua or wadhifa to bring my wife back home without giving her to eat or to drink anything? Meaning that I can't get to her any food that would maybe put a potion upon her and bring her back. But is there any dua I can make, or any wadhifa, any recitations or something that I can do to bring her back home and to keep her in control? So this is the answer of their scholars. And this is what I say about tasawwuf and their ibadah. He said after the Isha Salah, take 11 grains of black pepper and recite Ya Latif, Ya Wudud. Ya Latif, Ya Wudud, 1,100 times. With durud, 11 times. You know what durud is, right? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad and so on. Recite that 11 times. Before and after, while thinking, I'm just reading as it is verbatim, whilst thinking your wife to love you. They're Indian, right? So the grammar is not correct. But anyway, while thinking your wife to love you. Having it done, blow on the black peppers and put them in burning fire and pray to Allah. Do this at least for 40 days. And Allah knows best. Darul Ifta, Darul Ulum, Deoband. This is, how many of those oppositions to those 6 points do you find just in this one answer? Another one. This is another Deobandi website called interislam.org. They tell a story of one of their saints. They said that some fuqara, meaning some of the pious people in poverty. So these are people that roam around India in poverty, but they regard them to be pious. That some of the fuqara gave glad tidings of Hazrat becoming a great pious saint even before his birth. So the child is still not born. But they gave glad tidings that this Hazrat will come, that this noble, righteous, holy man, that he will come. And then he mentions, for instance, one majzoob, and they say that the majzoob is the one who is lost in divine meditation. So one majzoob, one person that came along, who was lost in divine meditation, by the name of Nangi Miya, of Nanga or Nange Miya. And he used to stay naked and walk around naked, because his clothes, if he put them on, they would burn away. Right? He was so pious. So he used to walk around naked. So he used to come to Tadkeshwar from Bharuch. There must be 2 locations in India, Allahu Alam. On one occasion, the saint's grandmother, who was inclined towards this majzoob, this naked man, this majzoob sahib, requested that he make dua to Allah, that Allah grants them a son. So the majzoob sahib commented, "What will you do with a son?" Then he pointed towards the saint's mother, who was still in her childhood. So, the saint's mother, who's still a young girl, so the child is not born, so there's no pregnancy going on. So, the saint's mother, she's still a baby. So he pointed towards her, and he said, "This girl will bear such a son, who will be a great and pious saint." Thereafter, he presented the household with a handkerchief and a ring, which he ordered to be given to that child. By chance, the local person at whose house the majzoob sahib, this naked, pious, poor person, was staying, that he found out about this favor. So out of jealousy and envy, he stole the handkerchief and the ring. So the Hazrat's grandmother went and informed the majzoob sahib, this naked man, this Nanga Pir, regarding the theft. On hearing this, the majzoob sahib commented, "Whoever has stolen these things, then his house will be destroyed." So he can foretell the future. Hence, thereafter, 3 sons of that person who stole the handkerchief and ring died. After realizing the outcome of the mistake, the person presented himself with the handkerchief and the ring and apologized to the majzoob, who in turn said, "There is no need for this now. I don't need the handkerchief and ring." What did Shaykh al-Fawzan say? That when you look at their books and their writings, and you compare them to the book and the Sunnah, the teachings that they have in their writings, and the teachings of the book and the Sunnah, there is no comparison between the two. There is a huge distance between the two. Look at the Quran and the Sunnah and look at their meanderings. Look at the foolishness that they're writing. A naked saint. Why do you wear clothes? If I wear clothes, they burn off. Why do they burn off? Because I'm so pious. So will you grant us a son? Not to you, we'll grant it to that little girl over there. That little girl will have a son. Here's a handkerchief and ring. What's this? This is Islam? Or is this just some superstitious religion? That's why Ihsan Ilahi Zahir, rahimahullah, he said, that if you look at their writings, you find in it the monasticism of the Christians, the asceticism of the Yahud, of the Jews, and the ideas and the practices of the Brahmin Hindus, and the abstinence of the Buddhists. That's what you find in their religion. You see it combined just in these 2 fatwa, or these 2 writings. One was a fatwa, and one is a story. Wallahi, I looked into some of their writings about a few years ago. And wallahi, you don't know that you're reading about Islam. You could be reading a book from the Hindus, or from the Buddhists, or from the Christians. Where's the hadith of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Where is the Qaaidah? These are deobandi masquerading as Ahlul Sunnah. When he asked him, "What are you saying? We are Ahlul Sunnah." This is Ahlul Sunnah, ya ikhwan. This is Ahlul Sunnah. Get how many peppercorns? Don't try it, ikhwan. 11 grains of pepper, and recite Ya Latif, Ya Wadud 1100 times, and Durood 11 times, and think at the same time, thinking your wife to love you. Thinking your wife, whatever that means, thinking your wife to love you, or thinking that you want to love your wife, Allahu Alam. Then throw it in the burning fire and pray to Allah, Allahu Alam. Wallahi ya ikhwan, alhamdulillah for salafiyya. Alhamdulillah, wallahi ya ikhwan. There is no way that you can praise and be grateful to Allah, the gratitude that is deserving to Him, for the blessings that He has bestowed upon you. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be merciful with us and forgive us our shortcomings. And we are grateful to Allah and we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He guided us to Islam. For indeed, look how many people that they are upon misguidance. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.